Hello, I'm with Jayafar Moidu, who is the CEO of JMR Infotech. And thanks for joining me in this beautiful setting.
Pleasure is all mine.
What I'd like to ask you is, what's the biggest challenges you face?
The hard fact is that you have multiple challenges when it comes to core banking implementation programs. I would like to highlight a few of them. One of the biggest challenges, the stakeholder participation. Today, banks, they think that core banking transformation is an IT project, but they are wrong. It's not an IT project. It's a business project. At the end of the day, these transformation programs are going to set the platform for the bank to execute their growth plans. So if you get it wrong, then everything is gone.
Yep.
So it's extremely important that the top management of the organizations, they put their best team on a dedicated basis. That is their mandate. They have to be moved from their current job, current responsibilities, and this mandate should be given to them on a full-time basis.
So total
which is
focus.
which is not happening.
So what happens is,
business as usual, you have pressure to get business.
Yes.
And then they look at this purely as an IT project, and then they send people at lower level to participate in the whole engagement. They are not able to provide the right requirements, and then what you get, what you have asked for.
Yep.
That is one of the most important challenge. And I would, if I have to give a recommendation, I would say that you need to move out your best people and then give them the mandate. If you are successful, you are promoted with a huge increment, so that they are motivated that they are going to go back to their work, but with a higher responsibility, and then they give their best to make it happen. That's number one. Number two is scope creep, because there is no clarity in terms of where you want to start and where you want to end. So you are in a rush, you want to do something,
Yes.
just move on, and without a clarity, and then as you move on, things are added, you're shooting a moving target. Disaster.
Yeah. You need to know where you're going.
So if I have to give a recommendation, I would say conduct a business process reengineering exercise comprehensively. This will set the tone, this will create the foundation.
Yep.
It will give the requirements for automation, it will give the requirements for transformation, and then you know that we are going to start from here and we are going to end here. And tight change management. Scope is frozen because you can do so many things. For a project to succeed, it has to be done in the agreed time, agreed cost, and the requirement should be met in totality. So if you fail in any one of these areas, that means the project is a failure. So it is very important to ensure that the scope is finalized in consultation with all the stakeholders. It's very important, because when you talk about a bank and financial institutions, you have so many operational units, business units. You have retail, corporate, risk, finance, audit, legal, and typically, you ignore many of these people. For example, audit, legal departments, and then you try to go live with certain processes which were not consulted with these guys, and they come saying that, sorry, you just can't do this. You're not supposed to do this.
Yeah.
And then you hit a roadblock.
And you're too far down the process. You
Yes.
have to then start again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's very important to finalize the scope in consultation with all the stakeholders. That's point number two.
Yeah.
If I have to say, yeah, the other important thing is you need to define the project success criteria. You get me? Today when you say core banking transformation, what you want to do, if you ask IT will say that we want to go with retail banking, so modules, lending, deposits, blah, 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 blah. If you roll out these things, the project is over. I think that is not the right approach. Why are you doing core banking transformation?
Absolutely.
You get me? You have certain business goals to achieve. You want to increase your top line. You want to increase your bottom line. You want to increase your market share. You want to give better customer experience. Reduce the processing time, so on and so forth. So you need to define certain measurable business goals.
Yep.
I'm doing core banking transformation to achieve, number one, to grow the market share. Number two, better, and that to quantify. Quantify it that in 6 months' time, I would like to see the market share growing by 10%, 5%, and discuss these criteria with the entire team, the whole project team, so they know that the end result should be this.
Yes.
Not going live with treasury X, Y, Z. That's
Yeah.
it.
And everyone knows it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So that's extremely important. Fourth key challenges today, what we face is, I would rate it as on a high priority, because there is a rush. There is a top management will commit to board, or there is a mandate saying that we want to go live in 6 months' time. We want to go live in 3 months' time. These are unrealistic timelines. You need to really think and look at the ground realities. Are you ready? Are you prepared? Do you have all the prerequisites to do a core banking transformation?
Because if that's not in place,
yes.
you can't start the process.
And then in consultation with all the stakeholders, agree on a realistic timeline.
Yeah.
You get me? Just by pushing and going with aggressive, yes, you need to show aggressiveness, no doubt about it. But if you go with unrealistic timelines, you push, and in the whole process, you do things.
It will fail.
You take shortcuts.
Yeah.
You have problems.
Yeah.
You get me? So, talking about challenges, I can say a lot, but broadly, these are the key things which is really happening on the ground. This is a problem. This is a challenge. And when we engage with our clients, we focus on these areas. We tell them, we are there.
And it must reassure them.
Yes, yes. And then I will stand in front of the board and tell them that this is what you need to do. It's a must. If you don't do this, then don't blame us.
Yeah.
Still, if you push us, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at least from our side, we want to make sure that we convey the right message.
Yeah. Thank you.